We've been covering a lot here how big business is treating their so-called essential workers during the coronavirus crisis. And we have some new reporting out about Whole Foods, which of course owned by Amazon. Now, we covered here on the show how little they had done in order to protect their employees. Some of that fallout has been felt here locally, where many Whole Foods employees on the front lines have contracted coronavirus. Well, now we're learning more about the union busting tactics that, again, Amazon-owned Whole Foods have been employing. They actually have a heat map of all of their stores nationwide to track how likely they are to be interested in a union, to make sure that they can apply what they call additional resources to ensure that that doesn't happen, Saagar.
This is a very, very creepy story. Now, maybe it's just me, but I think that I would like to see a heat map used to see whether their customers have coronavirus or whether their own employees have coronavirus, which, by the way, has happened here in Washington, D.C., where multiple Whole Foods workers were found to have coronavirus. There was allegations of a cover-up by these employees towards Amazon. Look, again, this is just, it's crazy how much money and time that they invest in trying to stop these people from organizing in order to get higher wages at a time when they are contracting coronavirus and literally face death. I think that's the crazy part, right? This is one of the richest. I mean, Jeff Bezos, $140 billion. I think 139 as of this morning. I was reading an article about it. 139 billion, right, in his net worth, personal net worth. In terms of the market capitalization of Amazon, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. And they spend and invest all of this technology and time and resources and all of this just to stop workers, their own workers who are in danger from organizing. I just think it's unconscionable.
Yeah, I mean, knowing some of the union organizers who actually go to shops and try to organize them, like Amazon is one of the most advanced in terms of making sure that there's absolutely no chance that a union can organize at any of their shops. The other thing here with Whole Foods is, what is Whole Foods brand? Progressive, right? It's frequented by all these, like, you know, upper class progressives.
Right. Cultural progressives.
But that's exactly it, is there's this assumption that if you are progressive on these cultural issues, but then behind the scenes, you're busting unions, you're creating heat maps to make sure that there's no bubbling of interest in, you know, in organizing, you're not a progressive company when that is what is going on. And look, let's be clear. These are common tactics.
This is just Amazon. This is like the biggest fish.
Walmart has their own program that they run to make sure that their workers aren't looking at unionizing. Walmart has even allegedly closed their stores when there was actually, you know, a burgeoning union movement. Like, they will go so far as to shut down. We saw that Amazon retaliated, in my view, allegedly. Amazon denies that's what they were doing. Let's put that out there, against Chris Smalls for even organizing a protest at one of their warehouses. And of course, we covered here how Whole Foods workers staged their own work actions because of a lack of paid sick leave. You had to have a positive coronavirus test to have paid sick leave. Well, we all know how hard it is to get those tests. So a lot of people who are sick, are still having to come to work because otherwise they'll not be able to get paid and not be able to make rent and other payments. Didn't have proper PPE, very little in terms of hazard pay. So these are the tactics that are being used by this so-called progressive company.
Right. And by the way, who is the senior vice president of communications for Amazon? Jay Carney, former spokesperson for Vice President Joe Biden, former press secretary to the Obama administration, vocal Biden supporter. At one point I had a screenshot, which was in one tweet, he's retweeting a Biden campaign ad. And in the next one, he's going after Chris Smalls, or Bernie Sanders for highlighting Chris Smalls. And I was like, that's it. That is the new Democratic Party under Joe Biden, really. I mean, I just think it's amazing. And these are the exact type of people who are all going to go and work in a Biden administration. You have Jay Carney, Obama alums like David Plouffe, who's out there working with Facebook and Uber. I mean, all these, we covered here, even Obama's first campaign, his data team, which was so vaunted, went to go work as consultants for like Caesar's Palace to keep gamblers gambling at their casinos across the U.S. and in riverboat gambling. That's where these people put their talents.
One of the things that's really interesting, people should go read this piece about the heat map and Whole Foods. This is in Business Insider, but they lay out some of the metrics they use to determine determine how at risk they are of being interested in unionizing. And it's things like loyalty. I don't know how they track that. Racial diversity, the income levels in the surrounding area, how close they are to other union local offices. And also, and this one to me was sort of maybe the most troubling, although the diversity one is a little bit eyebrow raising in and of itself, but how many complaints they had made to the National Labor Relations Board. So basically, if you speak up about the conditions that are going on in your workplace, that is being tracked and fed into a risk assessment score, again, that they can use to apply additional resources to make sure that you are unable to unionize. So very troubling the way that workers, look, this is how workers are treated in this country. Tracked, mapped, quashed, made sure that they can't possibly band together and have even a modicum of power within their own workplace.
Well, we'll keep bringing that to you as much as we can.
Tomorrow on Rising, friend of the show, Cenk Uygur, is going to be in the house, virtually at least.
Well, finally we get to see him. And we're going to get an update from the Trump campaign about the coronavirus campaigning strategy. As always, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. It's the best way to never miss the show. Hit subscribe right there. See you guys tomorrow.